Everyone, welcome to my channel. Today's video is the overview on the GS paper 4, that is ethics, integrity and aptitude, right? So this paper is already in the syllabus of the Union Public Service Commission, and it is now newly introduced into the amended syllabus of the Assam Public Service Commission, right? So before going into the subject, if we see into the title of the subject, it consists of mainly three words, right? That is ethics, integrity and aptitude, right? So these words per se are very extensive, right? তাৰমানে যদি আমি ethics or integrity or aptitude কথা individually কওঁ, so as a topic in itself they are very broad and extensive, right? তাৰমানে ethics or ওপৰত বহুত philosophers কিতাপ লিখিছে, right? For example, Plato has written the book called Republic only on the topic of ethics, right? Similarly, Nicomachean Ethics is a book written by Aristotle on the topic of ethics, right? Similarly, various philosophers has written books on the topics of integrity, and the same is the case of aptitude, right? Again, when we will discuss about the syllabus, then you can find that this paper is very much different from the other three papers and has very little relevance to them when it comes to answer writing, right? So why has UPSC introduced this subject in the year 2013, right? And subsequently the state PCS are also now adopting this subject into their syllabus, right? So we will understand this by following examples, right? So we know that in the year of 2012 there was an heinous gang rape called as the Nivra gang rape, right? So after this incident, a committee was set up in under the chairmanship of Justice J.S. Burma, who submitted the recommendation on strengthening the laws to curb the crime against the women, right? But although under the recommendation of this commission, accordingly many stringent laws were made, okay? For instance, the criminal law ordinance of 2018 was recently passed to make these offenses or punishes of these offenses for the perpetrators to be more stringent, right? But the problem is that in spite of such stringent laws, okay, that are there to punish the perpetrators, the problem still persists, right? For example, according to the data of the National Crime Records Bureau of 2017, a total of 3.59 lakh cases of crimes are recorded in the year of 2017 against the women, right? So again, if we consider another example, that is of the Prevention of Atrocities Act of 1989, right? So recently this act was amended and a new provision was added, which was the punishment for the non-ST/SC public servants for their willful negligence of duties. So the question arises, why such provisions are there, right? Okay, we'll connect all these points, okay? So let's consider another example of Prevention of Corruption Act, right? So this act is there in order to create a deterrence against corruption, right? So এনেকুৱা কিছুমান stringent laws already বনোৱা হৈছে যিয়ে corruptionক prevent কৰিব লাগে, right? But still corruption persists, right? Either in the form of collusive corruption বুলি ক'লে when a civil servant, right? Since we are talking about administration, when a civil servant favors his known persons in some particular works, okay, or favors his some family persons, যাক আমি ভাইচাৰা বুলিও কওঁ, right? Then another type of corruption is the coercive corruption, Okay, coercive corruption মানে this is the undue favor or force to pay any bribe. For example, যদি আমি ধৰি লওঁ এটা চৰকাৰী অফিচত often দেখিবলৈ পোৱা যায় যে এখন particular file move কৰিবলৈ we have to pay the bribes in particular counters, right? So this very act of forced bribery violates our rights. Okay, আমাৰ যোনটো নিজৰ right হয় সেইটো আমি পাবলৈ আমি তাক bribe দিবলগীয়া হয়, right? So although these there are acts or there are laws to punish those taking bribes, but still corruption is or still corruption exists in the society, right? Another example is the Swachh Bharat mission. Okay, so this mission is not a new, or it is not a in itself it is not a new mission, right? Even before Swachh Bharat mission, the total sanitation program was introduced in the year 1999 with the same motive of bringing sanitation in the or bringing cleanliness in the country, right? But this campaign or this program suffered ineffectiveness because of the deployment, or this program failed because of the ineffective deployment of resources, right? Similar than this, what happened, this total sanitation program was renamed as Nirmal Bharat Abhiyan in 2012, and subsequently, since that also failed, it was renamed as Swachh Bharat mission in the year 2014. Okay, so we can see that the same mission has been renamed again and again, okay, only because of the failure. Okay, let's consider another example, that is of direct benefit transfer. Okay, now why this direct benefit transfer was introduced was because to prevent the leakages in the earlier subsidies program, right? What happened is that in the earlier programs, when subsidies are there to help the poor families, often these subsidies do not reach the targeted groups. তাৰমানে কি হয়, বহুত মানুহে falsely ration card উলিয়ালে, right? Again, many ration cards are published in name of person that actually doesn't exist. So such acts are known as ghost beneficiaries, right? So to prevent all these leakages in this subsidy system, the direct benefit transfer system was introduced. Now, if we connect all these examples that I have discussed above, what we find, right? So yat eta kotha yat highlighted hoy je there are often flaws, or there are often flaws in the implementation of these laws or of these policies in letter and spirit, right? Now, why is this failing? Obviously, this is because of administrative failure, right? The realization in all the above cases is that we don't have to amend the government structure each time, right? So let's say if we give more powers to CVC or CBI or CAG, but what if the person sharing these institutions doesn't have the proper set of values, right? So no matter how far the laws are stringent or effective, they cannot be implemented in letter and spirit. Okay, so this is very evident from the fact that why the Swachh Bharat mission has to be newly launched with the motive or with the motto of bringing attitudinal change among the people. Okay, তাৰ মানে কি হৈছিল, unlike the Swachh Bharat mission, earlier also toilets are provided to the peoples, right? What the people did is that they used the toilet for other purpose. Okay, they still continued the open defecation and used the toilets that were provided to them. For example, they use the toilets to make some shops. Okay, তাতে টয়লেটতে তেওঁলোকে দোকান দিবলৈ ইউজ কৰিলে সেই ষ্ট্ৰাকচাৰটো, right? So that means the people has a serious issue of attitude. Okay, they are some people does not want to change their age-long attitudes, right? Now, how these attitudes of the people can be changed? Obviously, a particular leadership is required, right? Now, This leadership will be provided obviously by the public servants or administrators or the bureaucrats, right? Because they were looked upon by the common people, right? So in order to bring a change of attitude of the common people, the administrator should also have that particular set of values or particular set of attitude, right? So another example if we can cite is that of recent ongoing pandemic of corona, right? আমি দেখা পাওঁ যে মানুহে মাস্ক পিন্ধে বাট মাস্কখন কিয় পিন্ধে বহুত কম মানুহে এজ এ প্ৰিভেন্টিভ মেজৰ পিন্ধে okay so obviously we can see that many people wear the mask only to avoid the fine okay fine avoid কৰিবলৈ পিন্ধে right বা camera আগত ধৰা নপৰিবলৈ পিন্ধে okay again similar is the case of helmet okay বহুত মানুহে helmet to কিয় পিন্ধে fine পৰা বাচিবলৈ right it's not that they are concerned about their safety right so all these things or all these attitudes of the public can be changed only through a particular leadership that will be provided by the administrator okay right so UPSC has decided in the year 2013 to introduce this paper okay which will help to gauge the values of the particular civil servant aspirant right so consequently the other state services are also adopting this subject okay or this paper into the syllabus right okay so in our next video we will discuss about the syllabus okay so thank you for watching today's video